Hi, my name is Shelly Ramus, Volunteer Specialist with the 4-H Youth Development Program. Today I want to introduce you to a few new tools that we hope will help you in your volunteer management role, in particular in the onboarding and training of new volunteers. Let's go ahead and get started. The new documents we want to introduce in regards to orientation and training of new 4-H volunteers can be found on the Volunteer Management page of the Iowa 4-H website. The Volunteer Management page, as you know, is devoted to our county staff and our youth program specialist staff to make sure that you have the resources, the tools, the guidance, and all the information in regards to new volunteer onboarding, training, and assisting with our ongoing volunteers as well. You can find the county-based orientation and training documents here under County-based orientation and training. Here you'll see 3 documents. The staff guide for county-based orientation and training we'll take a look at. This is meant for staff use. The next one is the volunteer checklist for county-based orientation and training. This is the document we will provide to our volunteers and they will use to guide them along that orientation and training process. Finally, we have a 90-day checkpoint review. This is also a new document that we'll go into and talk a little bit about. So let's get started by clicking into the volunteer checklist for county-based orientation and training. Here you have the Iowa State Extension and Outreach New Volunteer County-Based Orientation and Training Checklist. Those of you who are familiar with the previous checklist will notice that this looks a little bit different than past years. We've updated the document and provided more information for the volunteer in the process. This document is designed for the new 4-H volunteers, and we hope it's one of the first documents that they receive from their county staff in their orientation and training. It's going to provide them an outline of that orientation process. It gives them a timeline for each step and also opportunities for discussion and review with you, the county staff, throughout that orientation and training process. So hopefully you'll be able to print this off and preview this as you get ready to onboard and train new volunteers for the upcoming program year. Let's go ahead and go back. Now I'm going to go ahead and click into the staff guide for county-based orientation and training. The staff guide is a new document we have not previously had in the past. We wanted to be able to provide staff with more support in regards to your volunteer management and in particular your onboarding of new volunteers. So this document is designed for you working in that volunteer management role of onboarding and continuous support of 4-H volunteers. You'll notice that it follows the same outline. It follows that same timeline as the volunteers version. Your version will provide you more detailed information for each step of the way in conversations, support, documents, and handouts that you're going to be utilizing with that volunteer as they onboard and begin with the program. Again, you'll want to print this and take a look at this and be ready to utilize this coming program year as you onboard those new volunteers. The last new document is the 90-day checkpoint review guide. This is a county staff guide to new volunteer 90-day checkpoint review. What we'd like to begin to implement is a 90-day or 3-month checkpoint between you and your new volunteers. This document provides guidance to that 90-day or 3-month checkpoint with your new volunteer. Please note that we have included multiple questions that you can ask the volunteer at that 90-day checkpoint and review, as well as come up with your own questions. What we hope to have happen is that this creates an opportunity for conversation between you and your volunteer regarding their initial onboarding and training, and also to begin creating a communication plan for the year to come. The last thing included in this document is a goal-setting action plan and some tips on that goal setting. The final page is really for the volunteer. We would like to have the volunteer go ahead and complete a volunteer goals list for the program year, thinking about action, results, and timeline. Please encourage and work with your volunteer to create that goals list. As county staff, you may want to keep a copy of this goals list in the file and review this at the 6-month or year mark with your volunteer. That completes the orientation of the county-based orientation and training documents. As we come into the 2017-18 program year, we know you will be beginning to train new volunteers, so we hope these documents are put to use in the upcoming weeks. Please feel free to contact Tilly Good or myself for questions, comments, or feedback. We look forward to supporting you in your volunteer management role.